Beginning of tape number 3 of our July 1983 vacation. It's still early in the morning on this 22nd day of July 1983, as we said, and we're still up at the very outer reaches of the former Kleiner estate, and we're still picking berries. But I must say we've picked, as Trudy said, about $10 worth of berries at least. And we did it all, or she did it all, I didn't do it, with the greatest of ease, because they grow so copiously along the...
I'm not even going inside.
Yeah, they're growing right along the tractor path. And this is right near the top of the hill. We're in the big spring area, which is over there to your left. And as I said on the end of the last tape, the terrain is so altered by the foliage here that it's almost hard to identify with what we knew these fields to be so many years ago. Nonetheless, it's still a thrill to walk the old property and view Mother Nature in all her splendor and glory.
Not only that, you know what it is, it starts crushing them on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, to see how wild and jungle-like this area is, I see this great big vine growing up on that tree. See that? Right from the ground. Goes up 35, 40, 50 feet, swinging in the wind. It's thicker than my wrist. And that's what happened in this part of the Kleiner homestead. The wilderness took over. There it is, swinging in the wind. And that's a vine. And I said, it's probably thicker than my wrist. And it's probably every bit of 50 feet in the air. Amazing. They say that cats eat the grass for medicinal purposes. I think it gives them certain digestive juices that they need, or certain qualities that they need for their digestive system.
These are delicious.
Aren't they delicious?
I usually don't pick and eat.
Now we have you eating berries. Now we got the evidence on you. So what? Enjoy, right?
You can't eat them in Naples, it's too expensive.
Who can afford these berries in Naples at $2.50 a box? Eat them here. They're fresh, sweet, and good. Well, they're not too sweet, but they're good.
How many I got?
Wow. Let's get a close-up of that, Trudy. Wow. What a bag full of berries. Pounds and pounds of them. Fantastic. And we did it all while getting our morning constitutional, while getting our morning... It's walking time again, and we're going to be walking down. Cars going by. It can't compete with the cars here. We're going to be walking down where it used to be the meadow, where cows once grazed and where people once picnicked and swam and rafted and dove off the diving board, off the dock or the pier that we had there. Sweep of this area, standing right here by the old barn. Show you what it looks like. I'd like you to see how much the field has grown since we left here. The trees coming closer and closer to the house and getting ever more dense, foliage getting ever more dense, I should say. Large tree right next to the little house. Used to be a small tree. Looking up towards the road now, and here we are back at the barn. Who doesn't bring back memories, and nothing will bring back memories. Just take a look at that building and remember how many hours were spent in it and around it, working on it, working in it, nursing it back to health, modifying it, altering it. I even spent some time up in the hay mows in there. Apparently somebody is into a logging operation down here. Lots of cut wood and ready to cut wood in evidence. And where once stood a building, there is no longer any sign that a building once existed except some rubble in that spot. I would venture to say that it's almost difficult to fathom that this property is the property we knew 25 years ago, 30 years ago. It looks so different to me, and I would hope that through the eyes of the video camera and through the assistive videotape, it will have an entirely different look to you also. I think it looks so different because of the change in the vegetation here. We're going to see more in just a minute. There's that little building we built for cars and storage. House of Guitars sign. Looks as if the power and light people are engaged in some kind of activity there this morning. Can't see the house, too much brush again. Building looks nice though, the outbuilding looks very nice. Does it look familiar? I hope it does. May not look too familiar when you see all this brush around it. The barn. Some kind of a little pump house down here in the foreground. And the little house way back there in the background. But look at the change in the field. Once there was a 300-foot pond here. Hardly a sign left that there once was a 300-foot pond right here. And here's the brook that fed the pond, and I see some minnows over there in the water. Center screen, school of minnows. See the reflection of the overhanging trees. Some more minnows. There's a water bug to the right, swimming around. Haven't seen one of those little buggers in a long time. The brook seems to be very peaceful, placid, and whoops, almost lost the camera. That's what happens when you get too close to the brook. Let's back off a little bit. And here you see some of the slow moving water that comprises this brook that starts as a spring up on top of the mountain. You'll recall that the brook was once a wide open, visible area. There was no question in anybody's mind that there was a brook flowing through the area. Taking a look at it now, you see that one has to go to some effort to uncover the fact that there is a body of water flowing through this field. Believe me, the water is there, the brook is there, but it's very hard to determine that fact by looking at the growth over the top of the brook. Never was like that years ago. Must be a dam under the bridge, because you notice the water's flowing fine here on the other side. Can't see the little minnows swimming on this side because the water's flowing so fast. Nice scene down here. A little more representative of the fact that there's a brook doing its job in this neck of the woods, flowing down towards the Raritan River. Thing that does seem to look nice around here is the school. It's really in very, very nice shape. Valley View School, I guess it's called. And I remember taking pictures of this when it was under construction. I remember driving a team of horses in this field. And now we see a beautiful school on the same ground. That is really something. I hope you're prepared for a magnificent view. We're up here at the top of the hill at the school, looking towards the old barn. And there's the little house over towards center right screen. And the big house is not visible at all, completely obscured by the lush July foliage. I doubt if I'll see the House of Guitars. I really doubt it. But we're going to see. Very panoramic view, looking towards Batson's property now, which again you can't see any sign at all of any habitation there. The foliage completely obscuring it. Oh, we see something over there. Is that the House of Guitars? Let's zoom in on it. That very well could be the House of Guitars. Yes, it is, but again, it's almost totally obscured by the foliage. A better view of the House of Guitars. Still can't bring the whole place into focus because of the trees, but that's how it looks as you're standing here at the Valley View School. Looks like somebody's by the door there, huh? Somebody's going in. Maybe that's George Ross. Probably is. I can barely see him through. Well, if you're wondering what the front of the house looks like, we're just going to shoot a little footage of it. Just kind of give you an idea what it looks like. It looks pretty nice from the front. Lots of shade. The old trees are bigger and better and taller and stronger than ever. And the old homestead looks quite the same as it did in days of yore, except for some modifications and remodifications that have taken place in the ensuing years since you sold it to Dick and Bunny. Now this used to be our apple orchard. It's not much of an orchard, but there are still some apples, apple trees. Still some of Mother Nature's bounties to be found here in the old apple orchard, plus some old derelict vehicles that I guess Dick has deposited here over the years. Hometown looks the same as I step down from the train. You feel that way when you look at the old homestead? I don't even know if you can hear me. There's so much traffic going by. But this is the old homestead. Looks the same as I step down from the van. And there to meet me were my niece and my nephew. Up the lane I walked with my sweet Trudy, picking berries for lunchtime booty. It's good to touch the green grass of what once was home. Front steps, front porch, which is no longer used, totally sealed off. Well, here we are, parked on the ground that used to be part of the Kleiner homestead many years ago. Mr. Wimmer, I believe, is the man in charge of the area right now. And this has always been a favorite spot for fishermen who seek out freshwater fish. Beautiful day here today. This is the south branch of the Rowton River, the former Kleiner property. Looks just as beautiful as ever. The water flowing as nicely as it ever did, and maybe the fish are biting just as actively as they have and had done in the past. Beautiful area here, very peaceful and quiet and tranquil as it was in years gone by, and it still is on this 22nd day of July 1983. And we're going to be pausing here on this former property of ours, or yours, to enjoy a bit of fresh berries that we picked today, along with some yogurt. Make it a nice picnic lunch right here beside the south branch of the Rowton River. Okay, while the cars are not around, we're going to tell you that this is the bridge in beautiful downtown Califon, and we're kind of capturing some scenes of the area just to reacquaint you and reacquaint us and preserve for us memories of these many years, or those many years we spent down in this neck of the woods. Crossing the bridge here, This is the Califon Bridge going east, facing east. In fact, the moment, well, there's Bischoff's old store. Bischoff does not own it anymore. This is a picture of Trudy taking a picture. And maybe she'll take a picture of Sid taking a picture. Yeah, there we have the good old Califon post office, which is really the new post office. The old post office is uptown a little bit on the left. But there's the new one. Jimmy Bird, Wes Powell were in there today. Chatted with us. Another gentleman who remembers my performing. And so many other people around. Len Rambo, Joe Thomas, Buck Manfra. Spoke with so many of these nice people today. Lavinia Trimmer. Not a sleepy town. Well, this is kind of hard to believe. This is the remnant of the famous Geist feed mill that existed at this location for so many years. And my first response was, oh my goodness. We used to come in here and buy our goat feed, our rabbit feed, our chicken feed right at this location. And then across the street, Bob Geist used to fix the International Harvester tractors and repair farm machinery. And now I think there's a meat provision place just across the street from here. But this is the site of the Geist feed mill, and it apparently is quite rubble strewn and grown over. I'm trying to spot the location of the water wheel. It looks as if that circular area there in center screen is the location. Let's just go on a little closer and see what's up there. And there you have the... Yeah, I think we remember this was written up in the Democrat about this burning down. Never rebuilt.
Some fancy ass camera you got there.
Here we see the final remnants of Geist Mill. This is where the power would come from. Water would turn these gear assemblies, which in turn would turn the belts and turn the stones, and the end result would be ground grains. The gentleman was just telling us that his gas pump globe responded, or reacted rather, to the heat of the fire across the way, and it destroyed the globe on top of his gas pump. The heat was so intense. So it appears that the Geist mill burned down in quite an inferno of flame, quite a fire. And this is all that remains. Still and quiet in a neighborhood that was once a hub of activity here in beautiful downtown Califon, New Jersey.
See how you can take different pictures of them.
With that lens?
Too bad we don't have them. This would be a good place to take
Oh yeah, he'd love this. We have the old Califon Bridge. withstood the test of time, and it's still standing tall. There's some of the old Califon ducks here too. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon here in Califon. And we're enjoying it by taking pictures and taking videotape. There comes one. Hope it looks as beautiful on screen, on the television screen, as it looks here in person. Pretty tame creatures, aren't they? Not too afraid because they've been fed so much that this is about the only way they eat. They depend upon people to come along with some bread, keep them well fed. Well, it used to be Bischoff's store, but it's now Keefe's or O'Keefe's Luncheon. Still selling a little bit of everything and still a very homey family place. And there is the former Bischoff Confectionery, now Keefe's. Same place, new management. Mom and Dad, we have a familiar face to show you. I'm walking along River Road here minding my own business, and I see a kindly looking gentleman relaxing on his porch, which he has every right to do, and I have no right to interfere with his relaxation, but I did. And it looked like a familiar face, and it was none other than our good friend Mr. Fred Bischoff. And if you don't know Fred Bischoff, you don't know anybody. I mean, you gotta know. So he is...
Been around here for how long, Fred, now? 25, 30 years? I think you were here long before.
You were here before we were here, Fred.
You were married in 51, that's when I moved out here. It had to be in the 40s then. Was it in the 40s that you came down here?
Yeah.
Late in the 40s.
We bought our place in 1945, but my folks didn't move out till a little later, till around 46. I was out here in January 1945. I was out here.
Was Bischoff's here then, Sid? Well, I don't know, ever since I've been here, it was always Bischoff's general store or whatever, luncheon confectionery. And when we drove through the other night, we said, oh, it's got enough thing. They haven't changed much in there.
I think Buck Manford was over there this afternoon,
Yeah, but we met
and he wanted to know why we went out of the business. What did you say, Trudy? Why we didn't still have a restaurant? You said something about you didn't want to put Bischoff's out of...
We didn't want to put Bischoff's out of business or something.
That was Trudy's answer, which I thought was a good
We
answer.
didn't want to interfere with Bischoff's business. Remember when we had our luncheonette up there back in the early 50s? We had our luncheonette up on 513, Pickwick Park, Miners. Remember that? We were there about 3 or 4 years, I think.
You weren't there when we were
Well, the stone shed was the other
No,
competitor.
not the stone shed. That was ours, Paradise Park. That was ours. That was, Huntley. You can't forget, there you go. That was back in, when Sid got out of service was 53, and I think in 56 we closed it down. 56 or 57, I think.
About 4 years. It was about 4 years.
4 years. Then we built the house that where the music store is. We went into the
Well, we're looking up the main street of Califon. It's hard to read that sign. I think we're getting a little, what is called hot spot, but it's Rambo's store up there on the left. That's Rambo's sign. See, it's called Rambo's Country Store.
Yeah.
And it used to be Rambo's General Store.
Yeah, they changed it to
And they made it, they're
the,
fitting more with the atmosphere of the area. Rambo's Country Store. Beautiful building, 3 stories high. Nice building. Nice open space in between there. Poor Leonard Rambo was just buried. I think these are some of the remnants from the funeral. And it's already quite a few hours later. This is July 23rd, 1983. Happy birthday, Mom. And we're standing here on the porch at 14 Winding Way, looking over across the street at 18 Winding Way. Used to be the home of Mr. and Mrs. W.B. Kleiner. Still quite an imposing edifice, very well kept, nicely landscaped, and in very similar condition to when the Kleiners were the occupants. Let's just take a closer look if we can. That's a little farther away, but let's get in a little bit closer. Take a closer look at the house, maybe bring back some distant memories of another era, another faraway chapter in our lives. We used to play in that yard, pull our car in over there, park there, party there, enjoy the many amenities that 18 Winding Way had to offer back in those wonderful days of yesteryear. I think I see a dog. I think I see a dog. Tickfoot. Hello. Are you a good girl? Huh? Are you a good girl? I think you're a pretty dog. I think you're a very pretty dog. What do you want to do? What do you want to do, huh? You're a good girl? Are you a good girl? You gonna have a good time today? Sure we are. Okay, now we're taking an opposing look. We're over here at 18 Winding Way, looking across the street to 14 Winding Way. And Mom's complaining about her hair. She said, I'll take the curlers out for the picture. Don't need the curlers out, Mom. Can't even see them from here. We'll make sure Nobody sees them. Only your hairdresser knows for sure. And your hairdresser isn't even sure. Very pretty Saturday morning. David and Mona will be coming later with Josh and Leah. And Milton and Stella will be coming in a couple of hours. But we've got to go up to Livingston Center, buy a watermelon, a couple of other things, so we have an ample supply of victuals, vital victuals, for our celebration here today. Beautiful day. Let's take a walk around towards the front of the home. Once again, we have a plane overhead. Seem to be plagued by planes on this trip. We're looking at the front entrance, which is seldom used, to the Laufer residence. And it's looking good today with the July greenery. I think it looks especially good because there's a '79 Dodge with Florida plates parked on the side. But it's looking good. Nice greenery and very quiet, peaceful, tranquil surroundings today. Just when I say that, a car will come flying by. The dog you hear barking is probably Tikva out in the yard. But this is the way 14 Winding Way looks on this pleasant, sunny, mild but not hot Saturday, July 23rd.
Leave that on, that light.
That's 3 lights.
Well, that's what we thought. Maybe you did that for economy reasons.
Well, when they burn out, I don't replace it, they'll leave down 1 or 2.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so
So
you
you're doing it
don't-
on purpose then.
Never mind.
And then he also fixed your screen door was sticking. Did you notice that?
Yeah, how'd you fix that?
Dad fixed that.
How'd you fix that?
He just
With a hammer and a block of wood.
Oh,
blocked
I
the
use a
wood
block
and
of wood. I used to use a hammer. Now I'm
yeah,
gonna
you can see that.
Can you see?
The whole door is put up crooked.
I said, I think what we should have done is taken a couple of days with you and let Dad help you fix all the little things that need to be fixed. But you know what it was? Is he looked at that and he was worried. He said that can cause a fire.
Look at yourself.
Because he said there was the building
See that
stairs.
Oh.
And he said it was a safety thing. He said it was very
But a
dangerous.
creep,
Oh,
a
you
creep,
talked about it.
creep.
An antique map of Florida.
Jack did.
Jack did, yeah. That was nice of him.
Yeah.
Dave went over and got all these old books that he was getting rid of.
Rita,
So he's
really?
got-
Yeah, that's in my door.
Oh, so Josh told you that Grandpa fixed the
Didn't tell me,
light.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was sitting there last night, he was telling me all about Grandpa, went out and got his light, and put a light in, I'm going, what is he talking about?
I almost heard a word.
Oh, look at her in there. That's gonna be good.
Look at that picture.
Can you do a dance, Leah? Show Grandpa. There you go, like this.
I used to be skinny.
He used to be real skinny.
No.
You have a dog?
Nice.
Dog, she said dog.
Dave, you have a dog?
Sit down.
No.
Then how come she's so familiar?
Dog.
See what she
My
said?
brother does. Oh, we have dog neighbors too.
Doggy. Doggy.
Not scared of it. Come on.
Hey, if that's a...
Don't take them far, honey. They don't come far.
It was raining until it gets a little older to give it because they're stupid.
What do you mean older? Look, Leah's doing it.
You
wait a
say
minute.
Leah or
Wait a minute, we have to set
ahead.
that.
Leah.
Leah.
Yeah.
And you have pictures
I
of
love
her.
to say Leah.
I forgot, Josh.
Yeah.
She called out of
It's
the
been a
crowd,
long time
and
since I
Dad's
played
taking
with this.
pictures of her. And
Leave her alone.
I don't know where it is.
No,
Give
no.
it a slight panorama so you know where it
It's
is.
a camera gun?
Let me see what you got, Josh.
oh,
Oh.
Hey,
that's a camera gun.
Camera gun? What did you say?
no.
Well, like what?
Don't take that picture like that.
Yeah.
Don't take the picture like that.
No.
Who's taking pictures?
Tuesday.
I did one better. I went,
She's trying to get used to it.
Yes, Josh.
oh,
Josh,
your
Josh,
grandpa.
This all
On the TV.
Okay.
Josh, look at yourself on the TV.
Josh is on television.
Look at yourself on television.
I've seen it in that novel you were
Look at
on.
That way.
TV.
Russell's.
Yeah, it's gonna look real dark if
They
you
always
don't.
keep me in the dark.
Baruch atah the Rabbitson. Go ahead.
Leah, can you say dog?
Are we eating upstairs? I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I'll work up.
A lot of reflections.
Maybe see the.
Oh, the reflections aren't bad at all.
It's got leaves where you can put her without the.
All right.
Yeah. What do you mean, it hooks on the table?
Yeah, one at the table. It's got rubber things.
That's what she's barking.
But Leah's much better, now she's on AFRAID, you know, I think she is.
Boy, I'm surprised.
It's not
It's just a
They're afraid of
photo.
animals.
It's not.
Yeah, I see that as reflection.
Let me see something.
It seems to me to be very.
Stays about the same.
Yeah,
This is,
well,
on the bottom, you have his name.
Yeah.
Down by Washington House in Naples instead of selling it now. Because you can get the tax write off and you can,
Yeah, how do you? With my belly.
I don't do belly shots.
You don't sell, no?
What kind of lens you get?
No, no belly
got the
shots.
wildlife.
Let me take a picture with Josh. Come on,
You want a picture with Josh?
Come on, honey.
Don't step on my film.
I just kicked to the side.
Go to grandma. Can we hold you?
All right.
Angle takes in all the crap.
I'll come too.
That's what it said, put the wide angle in.
Well, that's what you're better off with that for a group shot, for group shots.
Okay. Mona, go on in the picture while
I'm going in this one too.
Get Leah,
Bring the
Mona.
baby.
Okay, where's your firing?
Just put
Leah.
Look pretty. If it worked, push the right button, it would work.
The cheese. Got
Now,
some
Sid, I like you in the picture.
You
Okay.
don't,
I didn't get a picture of the four of us.
oh,
No, I want
don't you
I
wind
don't
this?
block it until I'm ready to take a picture. Because I don't want to hit it by mistake.
Oh, I always do mine automatically. All right, this is set at 60th. 1,000. What kind of film you got?
What's it?
ASA 400.
Oh, no wonder.
With my
Okay.
head you hit.
We just
Go
got
shoot
shot
Grandpa.
yesterday.
Okay, now I know why it's shoot. I couldn't figure why I was doing this.
And my nephew.
ASA 400, yeah.
Yeah, hurry up, take
So that's
Let me
1,000
get
of
you
a
and
second.
Stella. Where's
Well,
Stella?
Five, six. I'd stop it way the hell down.
Whoa!
I'd shoot like this.
Did you hit yourself?
Yeah, that's better. Now I think. Yeah, you were shooting too wide open.
Dude, the 16 is wide
No, wide open is 2.8.
open. Yeah, but it works automatically. Okay.
Yeah, so
let's
I'd shoot
see
it
what's
at
Stella.
16 or 22.
Yeah, that's good because, well, it comes down to 60, 125. It's-
That's good. We're looking at here. She's taking a picture.
taking picture?
Unless we're taking a picture of her.
And I got Sid in there taking a
Now you look natural.
Take your picture, huh?
Take a picture of a person taking pictures.
This is the family of cameras. Every time we get together.
Well, I gotta wind up. I gotta wait a second.
We're not having a lot of children, but we're sure sprouting camera equipment.
Now take me with the glasses off.
Uh-oh, picture of Sid taking a picture.
Still taking the pictures.
Look at me, Josh. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, right? Sid, put that down a second.
You still? Did you get what you wanted here?
That makes it
I
sound-
didn't. Got it. Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Oh, if he'd put that down long enough.
Yeah.
If you lift up that camera strap, it would help.
Cats in the
What
house.
camera stand?
The one that you're holding. You're blocking the view. That's better. This will be called a study in camera straps.
Joshua.
Josh,
Hey, Josh.
Ah, we're being invaded. We must be famous.
This is like President Reagan's news conference.
that's a nice picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty picture.
Very nice.
All right, put that down for 3.5 seconds, please.
The red light's on.
You gonna make faces at the camera? You gonna make faces at the camera? Grandpa's film. You just, well, with the video, you can just be yourself.
Like when I borrowed a camera from somebody for a weekend. I said, take that part out. You want to go, this is going to be boring. Nobody's going to watch this. It's just playing.
But to us, it was,
But when you sit down and watch it on TV, it's like being.
yeah, that's why we enjoyed it.
And likewise, she's taking a shot there. But 8 millimeters and using it up. 2 minutes and using it up.
When you get so far away,
Here.
yeah, well, I don't hear her. Usually Mona does.
And I left.
Just when I'm ready to go to bed, about 11:30, she starts.
Yeah, that's always the way.
Yeah.
But I left the doors open, both their doors and my door, you know, because I'm not as conscious of when I was, you know, you kids were little, you know, you tuned in. I'm not, I guess I would have heard it.
Yes, I gotta go get my apron. My kids, they'll never see it on there. Huh?
With the funny saying?
No, they're the greatest mom in the world. The barbecue apron.
Oh,
When am I ever gonna wear it?
Here,
Here's the fire,
see the
sweetheart.
fire? Everybody stand here watching her cook.
It's a pleasure.
Watching me struggle.
Josh, why don't you go over there with her?
It makes that noise, huh? It sizzles. Sounds like Rice Krispies.
Oh, he told me I had Rice Krispies because he has it too.
Yeah. He
Right,
likes to
snackle
listen.
and pop.
He sits there and listens.
Where how'd they go?
Oh, look at that. That is really something, Josh.
Oh, I don't know why
Careful.
it's sticking.
Yeah, their flame's going up.
I, you know what it is? I couldn't find it, and I finally found it up in the attic of the garage, and I scoured it real good.
You know, that's why it's sticking, because, you know, after a while when it has a little juice on it.
The fat starts coming out.
Yeah. If you haven't used it for a while and you clean it like that, it'll stick. It's got a lid. That's cooking. That's good. So then what's
Take the cover off. It's light. Yeah, I don't really feel it when I'm carrying it. See, it was okay until we started getting all of the other lenses and everything. Then it gets back to what we were before.
Smile, Mom. You have a pretty face when you smile.
Yeah, oh sure.
That's right. You
Yeah,
see, I got you
sure.
to smile.
Sure, I'm watching Josh.
Okay, Josh, here's 2 straws.
Wow, 2 straws. You must be great.
All right, nobody's taking any?
We're taking. Sit down and enjoy, Rita. Don't worry.
But just,
I have more,
I don't want to eat right now.
She doesn't want it, Rita,
Just
that's the
leave it
problem.
alone.
Don't force me.
Don't eat.
You sit down and enjoy and let everybody
I
feed
can't
themselves.
sit down and...
Put the rest in.
The other day, you get a salad like this. You really good?
You like my salad?
Mushrooms, we didn't get it.
You didn't get mushrooms in your
Yeah,
salad? I always
okay.
like to put mushrooms in
Way to go to
salad.
Saratoga.
Sarasota.
Saratoga.
Oh, Saratoga. Oh, you were up in Saratoga, right?
Mom, can I give you something?
Yeah,
Coleslaw.
Oh.
Heavy. How you eat? No, it's being recorded for posterity.
Sid never eat.
I'm gonna snitch a salad.
Sit down now.
Leah wants more beans.
More?
She eats them out.
You could eat her, huh?
He's doing fine, man.
Push the napkin closer to her so she wouldn't dirty your cloth.
Mark, David's bringing up her bib.
You want iced tea, Mona?
No.
Oh, everything is so heavy.
You're getting old, kid.
Oh boy, that's a heavy picture.
Better put that half glass in there, and that's it. Salt to the
I see that. Oh, wait, the bowl.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway,
Right now he has his favorite subject, calculus.
records.
How you doing, Leah?
So, I'm just really starting out. I just started last semester. So I'm taking one course that's no credits.
How's Josh doing? You
Prerequisite.
doing
You have to have
good? You're
calculus,
doing good.
statistics, and writing. They give you exams if you don't.
Did you have to take entrance exam?
Yeah, I think the MSs.
You had to take the entrance?
Yes.
How come?
They don't accept everybody.
a certain score.
Have you finished those, or you're gonna take them yet?
What?
The entrance exam.
Oh, yeah, I'm in. I'm already in my second semester.
You want steak
I'm
too?
going 2 nights a week. Yes, please.
Can I just hand it to you? Give me your dish and I'll just...
No one is talking about the Millers anymore. I guess they're dropping it from the.
If it's in my house, I'd care. I'd put the garbage
Careful
can down, the garbage bin down. Because I've got brand new carpeting.
Be gentle.
Well, I gotta live with this for 50 more years, so
How many?
clean it up over there. 50.
Well, then it'll be her grandchildren will be getting it dirty. I mean, her grandchildren. Or David's grandchildren.
Watch when she eats the pineapple.
She might be getting used to it.
He hisses.
I won't pick it up.
Oh, doesn't like me.
Well, she's cleaning up, Leah's cleaning up,
Leah.
Teef is cleaning
Alright,
up the
don't
floor
poke
for you.
people.
Cindy.
Why don't you go in there and snap that, okay? You can sit on a chair or
What's your
something.
name? Rita.
Right,
I
just
did
keep
it
going,
all
just
the
tell her
time.
to come.
Charlie had to babysit
You don't
for a
have
neighbor
to.
who has 2 children,
That's what she's doing?
and one is about
Buzzer?
3 months younger
Come on
than
in.
Seth, and the other is 6 weeks old. And she went through this business of going through all
Don't
the
do
names.
anything, just come in here.
She couldn't remember the names of each individual kid. She had to go through it. And I said, see?
Yeah.
That's what happened. Yes!
Well,
I feel like calling Josh Mark
Yeah.
for some reason. I don't know. I can't even explain it.
Me too.
I'm glad that you're getting it because I don't.
Well, it's just a sign of senility. It's
a baby. I didn't want to call him Mark.
Oh,
Because, you know, Mark was like a baby when I was growing up.
Mark was a baby when you were growing. No.
Leah, where are you putting
You
that?
were 12 when he was born.
Yeah. I like started to him as
Oh,
Mark.
wasn't she a sloppy baby? Yes,
Were you
good.
calling Josh Mark?
Who was I
I
speaking
don't know
to
if I
the other
ever
day?
said
Said
it,
your
but I
mother.
would think
In
I would
your-
have to catch
in your
myself.
mind,
Talking
yeah.
to my brother and saying,
Well, that's what
"Here's
you have
your
to think.
daughter."
Where
He's
without
calling
it
me
coming
my
out
brother's
automatically.
daughter.
I got it.
But on
I
the
got
other
it.
hand, it
I
was
got
what?
it. Ooh, he's taking it away from me.
Like,
Oh! Ooh, he got it.
4, so it was like 12
Uh-oh.
years. It
Oh,
was
now I'm
Made friends, made
So
friends.
you
Yeah,
think
now
that it
I'm
wouldn't be.
part of the family again.
now you're the up please man.
Okay.
Uncle Milton, up please.
Up. You ride a horse?
He gives me 50 cents when I give him one. Pretend, right?
Kuch.
Right after the
How is our
on the
schedule going to
floor.
work, Sid? Are we going to be able to get them Monday
She's thrown
afternoon?
on the floor.
Monday afternoon, but David's and
Yeah,
Mama's?
well, I just want to give them an
Oh, she
idea
goes
so
with
they
this
know
stuff.
what.
I would not like to be pinned down to anything the way things stand now. Could we do that on a loose basis or call them up? Let them-
Right. Yeah, she's gonna put it on the floor, Mom.
All right, we done?
No, she's eating it, but just don't,
I
just
think
the,
most of it's going on the floor
the
then.
You know your
pineapple
pictures
takeaway.
being taken over there?
Look at this.
Look at your
He
grand.
sees himself all the time, Uncle Milton.
He's putting you on TV.
Leah.
He is so used to seeing himself on TV.
Let's leave
You know,
it
I'm gonna
open
take
then,
some more
David,
ice tea. I have to
if
make
Dad
some
doesn't
more.
want to be pinned down. So if you have
Okay, I
something,
like
Sesame Street?
if you have something you want
That's
to do,
gonna
I'm,
put
Send me back my money.
I figured
And I
that's
was
what
very
you did.
disappointed that I saw the show once.
Yeah.
God, come on, that's enough.
I have this for
Well,
Johnny
then don't put it in people's
Mathis.
faces, that's not polite.
I heard on the radio last night, late last night, they had the president of his fan club.
How'd you get
They had
down
different
there?
presidents of different fan clubs.
Did you fall
On a
around?
talk show on the radio, you know, they were
You
talking
didn't
about
fall around?
how they got involved
Oh, I
and
thought
what
you
kind of
fell.
special treatment
Who,
they
Johnny
gave the
Mathis?
stars. Yeah, the head of his fan club was there, and the head of
Where's Josh?
some other fan club.
Down here.
club.
Yeshua.
Don't poke in the face anymore.
Josh,
Don't
It
like
was
that.
Frank Sinatra one of them.
Grandpa's taking pictures.
Yeah,
Do you know
wave
what
to the
Grandpa looks like? He looks like with a light blinking. That's Grandpa.
Wave to Grandpa.
Where's the?
I don't know if you're taking.
Okay, what we're doing here is
I'm just shooting on top of the people down.
we're trying to eliminate the bees from the beehive, and they've built this gigantic hive under the window on the first floor. And Milton gave them a good spritz. It was not good for them. Now he's giving them another spritz. And I think that they're not going to be calling this place home anymore. Not with all the insecticide that he shot in there. But this is quite an amazing creation of the busy bee, to see how they've built this rather large enclosure or hive right underneath the window. And look how well it holds. It's going to take a good whack of a broomstick handle to get that hive out. There goes a bee flying away now. He flew towards the hive. Notice how he flew right up again. So there's not much action there now. I guess we've got it pretty well under control.
Wouldn't do anything. Who told you the border patrol? They'll take it down.
I didn't know that that
I
was
never
their
knew
job.
that the border
So
patrol
don't
came
argue,
to
so-
take the stuff out.
Don't argue.
They
Right?
came-
What animals would they take out from over there?
Well, she had a house.
In the house?
They brought cages in there. They caught them.
They kept them in there,
She
the
caught them.
animals? That old lady? You could buy your telephone or something like that, yeah?
They didn't call me, no, but I saw it in the paper.
Yeah.
I don't think I will. Cost me $9 a month, to pay for my phone.
I think they usually charge $1.50 for it.
Well, I don't know, it comes $9 my phone. That's good. So you're getting your pre-law, well, not pre-law, you're doing,
I'm already graduating law school. I just graduated law school last month.
But you're doing, you can't do legal cases until you get your license, is that it?
Right.
Basically,
You
yeah.
do background research and stuff like that, is that what you're doing here?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. My niece is an attorney too. My sister's daughter is an attorney and she married an attorney. They're in Atlanta.
oh yeah, what's her
Atlanta?
name?
Leah.
Ellen's there.
Enough light to get a picture. So we're not going to get a good image at all, but it'll be something anyhow. We
Should
can.
they move over there
They
maybe?
live in Decatur.
Where Bernie is? Oh, Decatur. Ellen is in Decatur. I mean, not in Decatur, she's next town over.
That's where they live in Decatur. And they're doing very well. They already bought a home. They're married. Well, I'm in that too, but I don't do that actively. So I have more fun doing. I'm not making a lot of money.
somebody
But I
wants
have a
a-
lot of fun. What the hell? You know?
Somebody
What's
wants
life all
a
about?
diamond.
Money's not everything.
You sound like somebody else I know.
Who says that? Who says
His father.
Father.
his father?
His father is a,
I haven't got a lot of money, but I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, you got it,
That's the
baby.
song,
we ain't got a lot
you
of
ain't got a lot. I ain't got a barrel of money.
Money.
Larry, say something.
We travel.
Well, we'll take care of Larry and Simone next.
Larry's in shock.
He's in shock.
His dad used to sing all the time. I remember when I was first married.
I got my Aunt Lil to sing in Coney Island the other day. I got her to sing on the camera.
Oh, God.
Sid,
Oh, I book
do you
it.
remember
I
High
book
Street? You're
bands.
too young to
Like
remember
they're getting
that.
married.
Do you remember what?
They call me
High
up
Street.
and-
You lived in one apartment,
It
and
was a three-story.
Aunt Lily and Uncle Arnold
Three
lived in
stories in
another
a
one.
basement.
There was 3 stories and we used to hide out in the basement.
They used to hide out.
Might be 77, 78, I don't know.
They were bad kids.
Well, I wouldn't say, no, we
They
weren't.
weren't bad, you were just fun loving.
We were naughty.
My parents, my in-laws do.
They had a
sure.
pool table down there. They were-
Bernie, you're making me laugh and I'm going to shake the camera and I'm already shaking it. And every time you do...
By Molly.
Hey, she fall back. That's what I don't want to do.
Oh, she
Say
said-
hello to Aunt Lily and Uncle Arnold.
Well, if you want to say hello to them, this is your chance to speak directly to them.
Blow them a kiss.
Roses are red,
Wait a
violets are blue.
minute. Hold it. No, let's not, this is Larry.
Uncle Manny, wait a minute.
Hi. They'll be able to tell us.
Now I'm on Simone. Okay. Now I'm back on Larry again. And now the greatest couple of all.
Oh, yeah.
The #1 couple of this home.
Wanted to change.
The man who left a twang in my heart.
Tell the folks we missed them.
Well, you're talking to them right
We
now,
do
Molly.
miss you, Aunt Lily
You
and
ain't
Uncle
got a
Arnold.
barrel of money.
Oh, sing it for him, Bernie.
We ain't got a barrel of
Well, what the hell? We're happy anyway. You don't need money. Ah, Christ. Heck with it.
That's for Goya.
Who said that? You don't need
You know
money.
what's going to happen to you now? You're going to have a twang in your heart.
He's going to have to sing the Tony Galento polka on network television.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the
Yeah,
tape
but you don't have to freeze.
of Sid's records.
I saved it only for this occasion.
Yeah, when you go outside, you don't have to.
We hope they enjoy this videotape.
He
Yes.
yeah, the records.
Say something.
He has
Yeah.
videotapes them all.
What should I say?
I don't know. Say
Hello.
You know,
Larry, what?
I got to teach you how to say, the prayer when you put the ring on.
Oh, it's okay. I'll worry about it later.
Yeah.
You got a lot of time yet.
I'm not worried.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah, you got a lot of time. Well, we're sorry we can't be with you 3 weeks from yesterday, but we've got to get back, and we're glad that we're even here today. We're grateful for this
really
visit.
happy. We're glad you came.
And we're grateful that you were able to see us tonight because we have such a limited time here in New Jersey. We are in this is New Jersey. It's paints today. Weiser's off today. It's
But
Sunday.
what color is this? Can you tell by looking?
I wouldn't
Bernie,
know.
is this enough?
This is Weiser blue or what?
Oyster white.
Oyster Weiser white.
Oyster
No,
white.
macaroni? Are you on a diet? Oh, you're smart. You want to make sure you fit into your wedding dress.
Yeah.
That's right.
Did you see what his name, what was his, the other son's name?
Morty?
Morty.
Morty with his cat.
He's out in Reading.
Noodles are these, Molly?
This is where I'm going to gain it all back.
We'll fatten you up.
Not if you stay behind the video.
Well, it's coming out beautifully, I'll tell you that. I'm glad I'm doing this because I will be enjoying this every time I watch it.
So, we're really glad you and Trudy came too.
Oh, well, we're grateful that you were kind enough to invite us.
Molly, should I?
Thank you. First thing I did when you called was I called Simone to tell her if she speaks to Larry first.
Have Larry come over.
Go home and study.
Pop, take a moment.
Dad, Dad,
Dad.
say something. He
They're
has you
looking
now.
at taking pictures of you.
I'm eating, so wait.
He hasn't stopped since you last saw him.
His mother taught him never to talk with his mouth full.
Doesn't talk much.
Oh, Zay! I don't know about
Would
that.
you
Boy,
like French?
I didn't know this house was loaded with comedians.
Poor Simone is sitting there. What the heck am I getting
He said
into
his
here?
mouth-
What am I doing to myself?
Is
His
this the
mouth
fir-
was full, so I say he doesn't talk much.
Simone, is this the first time you've been exposed to their crazy family? Distant family you don't
I
understand?
think
She's
that
some relatives.
I'm glad she didn't meet us sooner. That would have been the end of everything.
No shit up, huh?
Well, I don't know how I would feel if I was exposed to a family like the Kleiners that walked in here tonight, especially this one that's
Where are
standing
you
up here.
from, Simone? What country?
I'm originally from Iran.
From Iran? How long have you been here?
Almost 6 years.
Have you? Uh-huh.
No, exactly 6 years.
Exactly 6 years. Then you must like this country then, maybe.
Yes.
Especially now, huh? Is your whole family here, Simone?
My whole family, but I have some relatives still living there.
I mean, your
My-
parents
yes.
and that's what
And
I
a
said.
brother,
Brothers and
sisters.
Oh, Very nice.
They're all here.
What do you do, Simone?
I'm studying math in
Oh.
college.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's nice.
Simone has another year.
I have another year to go.
You go to school.
At Drew. Do you know what Drew is?
Drew,
Me
yes.
and Bernice went to Drew.
Hey, you remember? Bernice got a scholarship,
Oh, sure.
for 1 year scholarship. You know what the name of the company was that gave her the scholarship? I don't think they're in,
Johnson & Johnson or
no,
what?
well, you're close. Bausch and Lomb. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah, Boston.
I think
Is
if
that
we
right?
forget anything, we gotta come to you, Bernie. You remember that.
For what?
Is this the little girl?
Asia Shimra.
You what?
Who's this? Your cousin's name? What's this? How's your
How's it go, Simone?
What is it?
I don't know. They sing
What?
at
Well,
the
no, how should I
weddings.
know?
They said,
Now, is this the little girl I married?
Oh, that's Sunrise Sunset.
Let me sing it.
I thought.
Is this the little
this is
girl?
you're
I
talking
know?
about the first dance? No, this is at the end of the evening.
The bride's
At the end of the
father?
evening, you gotta
The
pay.
groom's
Ain't
father.
got it.
Oh.
Uncle Arnold over. He'll pay. Wait a minute. I'm happy, but I ain't got the money.
I had a good time, but I ain't paying for this, Charlie. I'm telling you now.
Oh, because, see, her sister Rochelle married Shep.
Yeah.
And they're Orthodox, so Simone says maybe only the Orthodox Jews sing this song.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
thought it
we
was
don't-
American.
We were
You have to
Orthodox.
do- Why don't you get the record? There must be a recording
Oh,
made,
I
no?
sang a song after I got
There must
married.
be a recording made,
What'd
you
you
know,
say?
I
in the
did.
store.
Or else
Molly
the
doesn't
band.
remember. I
Tell
went,
them
oh,
to
he
make
got the
the
new
band.
one.
No, it's not necessary.
got
My
the
mom
new.
said if you
She
do
thought
it-
if you wanted to, you could sing.
I give it
Yeah,
the album.
but
I want to learn the
recording.
song.
I would put on the machine and play it here, what it's all
Sing
about.
It doesn't matter.
Did they ask you if you want a special song for your first dance?
Well, they're going to. She got to speak to the band. Yeah, she
She
got to
didn't
speak.
do it yet.
I'm not worried about this thing. For the past 2 weeks, I just want to study for my bar exam.
Yeah,
So-
and you're, no, I asked because we do weddings all the time.
Yeah, the band is
And
gonna
we have a
call 2
special
weeks in
form.
advance.
Well,
And they have to put the song you want played when you walk down the aisle and at the ceremony and your first dance.
And you gotta sing it.
we do that, we have a
I'll
form we
sing.
send out to when we do weddings, and it's all on there, your first song, and who's gonna say grace and toast, and
Who's Grace?
who's grace.
Who's gonna say Grace? I'll say Grace.
Well, you know.
Well, you're gonna have the rabbi there, he'll say grace.
What?
As
As long as it's in
No,
10
the
minutes,
rabbi
you can do
isn't
whatever.
kosher enough.
He makes a brucha, that's all, that's grace.
He doesn't daven, our rabbi.
Your rabbi doesn't daven, you
No.
must have a reform rabbi.
He's ultra reformed.
Ultra?
Now, he's a conservative.
What is he?
Been foreign-minded.
With a big bank account.
Oh, that's not Louis M. Levitsky.
No.
Oh. And it isn't Cantor Mills either.
Oh, Edgar B. Mills.
Yeah, not him either.
No?
Show 'em.
I forget his name. Hey,
But no, he's not there no
Simone,
more.
what's the Cantor's name?
Can't you steal?
Josh.
That's it, Josh.
Joshua.
Joshua.
Joshua?
Yeah, she calls him Josh. She's very friendly.
You
with
know,
him.
I like to bake a cake.
You're very friendly with him.
I like to bake him a cake.
If I know you were COVID, I'd take the cake.
And they know how they're gonna play, do Daddy's Little Girl.
Oh.
So
Do you know that
father
song?
is, so
Sing.
your father can dance with you.
Of course.
That's what we
How
always
does that
do.
song go? They
Do
say
you know
they.
any-
Yes,
Is
it is.
You want Daddy's little girl?
Rainbow, the rainbow.
Don't let Trudy sing it, the room will
Trudy,
empty
how
out.
about come to 13th and sing it for us?
You wanna clean the room? You wanna pay my way up, I'll come.
Not to sing that song.
She's not, Simone's not the last one.
You're the end of the rainbow, my pot of gold.
You know that song?
You're daddy's little girl to have and hold. A precious gem is what you are. Your mommy's bright and shining star. This is the part that's not Jewish. You're the spirit of Christmas, of Hanukkah.
You just lost her.
You're the spirit of Hanukkah.
You're the spirit of Hanukkah, my Morgan David on a tree. You're the Passover matzah to mommy and me. Your sugar, your spice, your bagels, and you're nice, and lox, and you're nice, and your mommies and daddies. Little girl, you want to know how it goes? That's how it goes, but I modified
They
it.
played it last week at the wedding
Wait
For-
for it.
we went to.
Do you still go to synagogue on
They were
Friday
Jewish.
night?
They're closed in the summertime. You know, in Naples, the Jews quit praying in the summer.
You don't have to be holy in the summer.
They do the same thing in
But
America.
Abraham closes now in the summer.
But Abraham
They
goes.
figure you don't have to pray in the summer, they close up.
I don't think so.
There's not enough people. I think eventually they'll keep it going. There's not enough
Do you
people
do
there.
that at Zizi's
It's
wedding?
changing, we're
You
getting
have your
more and more.
first
Gotta be
dance
rabbi
with your
coming.
husband and then your father?
Mm-mm.
Do you
You
do
do the
that?
first dance with your,
Who? First dance with who?
well, first dance with her husband.
That's what I said,
Right,
with her
right.
husband.
The costumes
that's
what
where-
was there, and in America you're supposed to have costumes, American
Do
costumes.
you have special Iranian customs
No.
that you're gonna follow?
Oh, I don't know.
Right?
Do they have? I
In
don't
America you have American costume. Now,
I
was
don't
yesterday.
know, not really. We dance with everybody, but we don't dance. In the beginning, we
it.
dance with the
That's Larry.
together.
Larry.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
I think we'll get a good picture. Not very nice out, but it's good for shooting. What you got, Josh?
Corn.
Is that corn cooked or are you eating it just plain?
Plain.
You're eating it plain? Wow, that's a big piece of corn, isn't it? That looks nice. Daddy said it was just picked this morning, too.
You don't start one till you finish the other. Will it? Leah's behind you.
Come on, Grandpa wants to go back.
You'll be on TV again.
He's gonna be on TV. Wait, TV now. Here we go.
Here's your big chance, Josh. Get into show business.
Yeah.
Right, Josh?
Down in between his teeth.
No, you're not going in there. Look, turn around. See,
Here we
see
have
the light
delicious
going?
Purdue chicken.
Wave.
I saw Purdue on television for the first time in years last night.
Really?
We never see Purdue.
Quarter is cheese.
Yeah, but they found a little kid with a face just like him.
Hey, don't you start messing around
He
with
says
those scissors.
something about his good looks.
I saw one commercial recently, I don't think it was Purdue, where the kid had a mask on and he was pretending he was someone else. You're gonna get hot, Joshua, or hurt, Joshua.
What are you gonna do? Gonna clip the bushes?
You're gonna... I guess with that down, it'll cook it right through. That's how Grandma had a fire in the kitchen, and that's Grandma fire. She, if you remember, you were, they never used to clean the grill, and the blower, which I used to.
Just do one at a time. Just do this one here.
The brown one?
See how high that one is? Get this one here.
Looks like he's biting off a little more than he can cut.
No, here. Up. Can you reach up high like that? Get that one. There you go. There's a big one here. This will be something to look at years from now.
I think it'll be great.
He's not going to get your picture in a greenhouse. That's the same thing he was doing when I took a picture of him, remember? I stood right here. Well, I don't have a portable one, so I had to plug my VCR into that outlet.
Oh, right,
That's why I had to take pictures from here.
Oh, is that why we got all that greenhouse stuff?
Yeah, and he was out here playing, so that's all I could take pictures of. I didn't have a real one.
That's what we were wondering, how you...
I wondered how you got out there with it.
We didn't realize you had an outlet here. I said, "Boy."
Yeah.
That helps cook it through by closing the top.
Every time I cook like potatoes and stuff on the grill, she has to cook 2 vegetables. It's always too much for us. They end up sitting in the refrigerator.
I see you, Josh.
Thank you.
Who's here? Oh, don't push me, Josh. Don't push me. Here comes Mommy.
What?
I went up.
Oh, talk like Josh.
Up, please.
All right, wait till I'm done with the camera. Over there to the right, you see the new swing set, which has already been put into concrete or cement, and another day or two it will be ready for Joshua and for Leah to enjoy and to use. What are you doing, Josh? What are you doing out there, Josh? Oh, you're going to ride your truck.
Riding truck.
You're riding your truck. You could say it better than that.
I'm riding my truck.
Yeah, I'm riding my truck. Okay, go ahead and ride it.
drapes in the kitchen, living room, doesn't
So
she?
yeah, they've changed the furniture. It seems like every time I'm there.
Yeah.
Or I move things around anyway.
Did you step on my flower?
What?
Did you step on that over there?
Probably, I don't know. Possibly.
It's squash.
But I could see from the outside that she's got those different curtains in the living room. But yet the other night when we went by, she had drapes pulled. So I was wondering whether she had the same drapes pulled, which didn't match her furniture. But
Well, Mary's out of the house. Gail's out of the house.
well, Gail, we saw Gail. Gail was there. His parents had just come in for the wedding, for her wedding.
Oh, the wedding's coming up.
What happened to your
The
bike? I thought you'd be
13th,
riding
I
your
know, the
Hot Wheels.
16th or
Bet you
something.
nobody saw you ride that yet. They don't know how fast.
And I would have loved to have seen, but I didn't want to say, could you show me upstairs? You know, it's not.
To have a
polite.
drink of water upstairs.
Yeah, so we just looked around downstairs,
Yeah,
and
go
then
down there, 'cause
he had to
somebody
go
stepped
get
on-
his car or
Did
something
you
like
step on
that, so
plane
we
floor?
left.
Somebody
And I
stepped on
said to him, if you
plane.
don't mind, I'd like to walk around the back of the house just to see.
I'm
And
just
you know, my
trying.
lilac bushes
No,
have
but
really
go down
grown,
there
and
because I don't
Well, I
want to
haven't
fall
seen them outside.
Hello, Leah. Hello, Leah.
And now I check on certain occasions. I had one I was using on a regular basis, and I didn't like his attitude. I started pulling out.
Yeah, you have to, really.
So that's the same with that. Is you ask them leading questions. What you do is make a list of
And
certain
another thing
questions.
I found, certain ones are really into drug therapy. I mean, they will give you just about anything as
You
though
don't
it's
want that,
nothing.
do you?
Because
This
I
one's done.
know
Almost
somebody
done.
that's been on
Now
Valium
the
for like
chicken's gotta
8,
get
9
done.
years or something.
You know what you do, Dave? Turn the fire off underneath it if your chicken's not ready and let it just stay there. How's it taste? Is it good?
Cook a little more.
Yeah, the chicken's not done.
It's not real hot, but that's all right. It's good for the kids. Just soften them up. It's probably pretty healthy this way, right? It keeps all the juice in there. Ready? Line up. Ready? Yep, you got it.
I think what Ari needs is a bigger bat. I don't see how you can hit it with such a small bat, Ari. How can you hit it? That bat is really much too small, Ari. You got a bigger one? Good.
He's got a bigger one.
You got a bigger one? Well, maybe that's the biggest one you have. Well, you have to make do with that one. That can do. You can do all right with that one. I just thought if you had one that was a little bigger, you wouldn't miss it. I know if I was at bat, I'd need one at least that big.
Okay, this is gonna go right off the top. It's not your dog, but you're gonna have to be careful about your cat.
Oh my
about
goodness.
my cat? He sits on your roof.
Oh my goodness.
And so I said, okay, let me turn around. I turned around, and as I was turning around, the cat jumped off, went across the street, and over up the road. Yeah, let's see you go down there.
Woo! Ari, that was fast. Wow. Come on, Ari, go. Go, Ari. Wow. Whee!
Up where in the area where the well is, that's where we were. We couldn't find the well.
We're up in the area as well, or the spring right up here?
No, the other one, the second spring.
Up to the very top?
Yeah.
Well, when you get to the top of the corner, where it's up to the
Yeah, this way, then it was up that way. And
Did
it's
you see the stone wall on the side of the property?
No, we didn't go there.
It's
It's what we called used to be the clearing before it got so built up. It's still like a clearing, it's still open there.
Yeah. And right up to the island of Upload. You gotta go a little bit beyond that.
Let's go, Sid. If we're
Okay,
gonna
I'll
pick
check it.
berries. 'Cause
Okay.
I haven't gotten anywhere. I made a few pulls on Dick.
What's that moving there, Dick? Okay, we see the dirt.
Is that something?
It just looks like dirt. But
There he goes. Look at him.
it's a toad.
He won't hurt you.
The toad was burrowed into the, there he is. Whoop! The toad was burrowed into the dirt, right?
He says, I don't want to go into there now.
Oh, look at it starting to move. I saw the grass starting to move. Well, now it looks like he's going to stay in there.
His little heart is pumping home.
No, he's staying put.
Let
Yeah. What did he do, come out?
Yeah.
He came out? Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday afternoon. And we are here at the famous Ken Lockwood Gorge where all the fishermen come around April every year. I guess that's when it is. It used to be anyhow. And we decided to take the berries that we picked this morning and come down here to the Ken Lockwood Gorge and have our picnic lunch. What we're looking at now is the railroad trestle that spans the Ken Lockwood Gorge. It goes right over the gorge, but the foliage is now so heavy that it's almost impossible at certain points to see where the gorge bridge is. Well, I think we're following it along pretty well. It goes right across. You see it? No, you might have a little trouble seeing it. But it's over there, believe me. We're going to kind of pan back and see if we can... Oh, there it is. Right across this opening in the mountain. Very cool, breezy down here, very comfortable. I think Trudy's going to straighten up the garbage can or use the garbage can. I know there was a drum over there for refuse, but it was upset. I had it in my mind to straighten it up before we used it. Isn't this pretty? Very, very pretty, tranquil, sylvan. Really quite an interesting phenomenon here to see the plants growing out of the stone wall. And as I looked around the stone wall, I saw quite a few ferns and other types of greenery growing right out of the wall. I guess we're getting up too high now. There's one right there, growing right out of the support for the bridge here at the gorge. We Get an even better idea of the greenery that grows out of stone walls. Quite a bit of it all around, and quite amazing how Mother Nature manages to reproduce herself even under the most adverse conditions. I find it quite difficult at this disadvantage point, or vantage point if you will, to get a good overview of the bridge structure, but for what it's worth, here's the old bridge at the Ken Lockwood Gorge. Well, if you'd like to see something you don't ordinarily see in the state of Florida, it's a natural stream that forged its own way from brooks and rivulets and springs and gradually works its way down to the Atlantic Ocean. So we're looking at something right now that's rather pretty and, to be sure, a rather rare sight in South Florida. I guess I kind of feel like a kid again, walking down this road here at the gorge. It's been many years since I set foot on this bumpy terrain, but it brings back a lot of memories of very ancient days. So I'm just walking my way back to the van, and those of you who view this video film clip are kind of sharing some of this bumpy walk with me. It's really, as we said earlier, a very gorgeous Tuesday, and it's just so nice to be here. I think they're waving to the camera. He said the water's warm.
Yeah. For them.
They're using just the rubber tube. Is that just an inner tube of an automobile? Well, good morning on this August 27th. Good morning. It is a good morning because it's clear, it's dry, and zero chance of rain through tomorrow, at least in this particular area. And as you can see, the van is getting prepared, or we are preparing the van rather, for the 1,400-mile trip back to Naples, Florida. And the van, of course, is parked at 804 South Hayes Street, Allentown, Pennsylvania, where we just spent a delightful final evening of the northern leg of our trip. And in just a few minutes, it's about 8:30 a.m. on this 27th day of August. In just a few minutes, yes, in just a few minutes from now, we'll be firing up the engine and wending our way south to beautiful downtown Golden Gate and Naples, Florida. We've had a wonderful stay. In fact, every place we stayed was wonderful. Everybody was so nice to us, always felt at home. It's just been a grand and glorious vacation, and so many pleasant hours were spent right here at 804 South Hayes Street. We may be doing a little taping as we wend our way down the trail, but either way. And a beautiful good morning, everybody, on this 28th day of July 1983. We are here in Statesville. This is Statesville, North Carolina, and we're at the Master Host, I think it is, in. We'll be finding that in a minute. There's somebody walking up near the interstate, taking his morning constitutional. Quite a view from the second floor here, looking towards the interstate highway. It's about 61 degrees this morning. It's supposed to be up near 90 degrees this afternoon, which is typical, I guess, for down south in July. This is one of those typical interstate interchanges where two interstate highways meet, 40 and 77, I believe. And you'll find restaurants, motels, there's a theater here, service stations, a little bit of everything. That's the main office. We're here at Master Host. This is Master Host. The sun is shining so brightly on the sign I can't possibly videotape it. That's the entrance to the motel over on the left. And up the street is the Bonanza Steakhouse, where we had a delightful repast last night for under $10 for two people. I thought that was pretty fair, all things considered, in 1983. Holiday Inn was kind of quiet last night. I guess the rooms were full, but not much going on over there. The lounge was on the empty side, or on the still quiet side. Just across the street from us is that Holiday Inn. quiet here now at 7:30 or so in the morning. Last night this pool was just bubbling with activity as tourists cool off after a long hot day on the road and went swimming in the pool. Very nice pool and a rather nice setting. I guess now we know what the word rush hour is all about. It's just the beginning of rush hour here in Statesville, North Carolina. Very nice good morning to you on this 29th day of July. The last day of our trip. Here we are at the top of the Davis Brothers Hotel, looking over towards the east, south at Wet and Wild, and we'll be taking some panoramic video of this area of Orlando, Disney World area, known as International Avenue. And we get quite a nice view from up here on the 3rd floor. And we're going to be looking west in just a minute. We're looking to the north and east right now. Very big Holiday Inn here, tremendous place. Nice lounge down on the ground level, the 1st floor level. Stores of all sorts right inside the building itself. a Davis Brothers sign, and this is exactly where we are, at Davis Brothers Smorgasbord Motor Lounge. And this is where we stayed for the past evening, the last evening of our July 1983 vacation. Now we're going to go down to the street, take a walk. I think our little red van is over here somewhere. There. This is kind of an interesting phenomenon here at the Disney World area. They have these fellows going around and gals in these bikes, complete with electrical systems for directionals, driving lights, the whole thing. And they drive people or ride people right around the area, deliver them to their hotel, take them to the restaurant, whatever. Very unique and very workable, and they also sell roses. We might get a little better close-up as we get closer
He's
to
just
it.
sitting in there.
Vacation more enjoyable. And you only make their money from tips alone, so please show your appreciation by giving them a generous tip. Remember, they're working hard for you. Join Friday for the grand opening of Westgate Villas. Westgate Villas are located in one of the most convenient spots in Orlando. To adult tickets to Epcot, Disney, SeaWorld, or Busch Gardens.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a rickshaw.
Hi.
Good morning.
Can I give you folks a ride? There's no charge.
We're just walking around taking pictures, thank you. You're working hard, huh?
Sure am.
I was just talking to one of the fellows down there about the operation. Very interesting.
Yeah, we're based in California.
Oh, is that where you're based at?
And they just opened up branches in Hawaii, the Bahamas, and Orlando, Florida.
He said that it's a new company that just started making them. Is that right?
It's new here.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
we just started 3 weeks ago here.
You're giving me a little more information than he did. I said, you're working hard, though. I said,
Yes.
when you have people in there, that's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You can either get one of these. This is $30 in cash. Put right there. You don't do that. 5 pieces of luggage, 2 tickets to Epcot or Disney, and that's $30 right there.
The only thing is we're going to be leaving in an hour, so.
Okay, well if you come back,
And,
you know.
and I'll give it to some of you when you sell it.
Okay.
Right now, yeah, we're gonna get that put out on.
And here we are, still on this 29th day of July 1983, wrapping up the final leg of our northerly journey by spending it in a southerly way here at Lake Buena Vista, Walt Disney World. And up ahead is the Empress Lily showboat, restaurant, fun place. And we're going to be just walking around the grounds. There's Trudy walking around the grounds right now, taking in all the sights here at Lake Buena Vista. Buena Vista, of course, means good view. So let's just see if we can get a good view of Buena Vista, a good view. Very, very clean, manicured, kind of a beautiful place.
Johnny, where's your sister?
Old biplane up there in the air, carrying a message, as they used to do in the old days. Pepsi Cola hits the spot or whatever. Rosie O'Grady, that's downtown on Church Street. Nice view of the paddle wheel steamer's paddle wheel. But let's bring it back this way so we can take a look at the magnificent riverboat brought here at great expense by Walt Disney's staffers. And a beautiful setting it is for a paddle boat. You can dine, dance, be entertained, do anything you want aboard there, have a great time. Take a panoramic view of Buena Vista, Lake Buena Vista to be specific. Very peaceful scene once again. Kind of quiet on the lake this morning. Lots of activity behind us, kids playing and people shopping and whatever. Something to adorn your lawn, you'll find it here at the ornament store at Lake Buena Vista. They have just about anything and everything to make your lawn look a little better than it looked before. He's right there.
I'm gonna tie it to your arm.
You're all set.
Is that something special for the children?
Yeah, I have a special record for Disney characters.
Is that what that is?
It's really kind of nice.
Yeah, the color was watching one of the kids.
One in the group. Who wants mine?
What you say with the spear?
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Oh, we have here a giant sandbox, so the kids can play in this gigantic sandbox while their parents are having a good time spending money here at Walt Disney World's Lake Buena Vista. There's the shopping center right up there, one of many stores here at the complex. Okay. And here we are at the pineapple farm on the very final leg of our long trip home, 1,400-mile trip on this 29th day of July 1983. We just stopped here for a brief break at the pineapple farm. In a moment I'm going to be zooming in on this massive field of pineapples, one of the only commercial pineapple enterprises that exists not only in the state of Florida but in the whole contiguous 48 United States. Pineapples, pineapples, everywhere but not a one to eat. Here we see gigantic field, not by Hawaiian standards, not gigantic, but certainly quite an impressive planting of the delicious, delectable pineapple. And they taste so good when they come from the vine or from the plant like this. They really do. And if you own a pineapple plantation, the most sensible, logical license plate inscription should be Aloha, the land where the great pineapples come from. And we say aloha as we begin to leave the pineapple plantation. Pineapple plantation is located in the beautiful Lake Placid area of south central Florida, about 2.5 hours north of Naples, right on Highway 27 where we are right now. And we're getting ready to leave right now. It's been a beautiful spring vacation filled with fun and pleasant memories. Guess we'll be signing off for now.